everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode. I'm Nicole from the Rollins Wellness Center, and I just want to be clear and upfront that although I am representing the Wellness Center, this is not therapy. I have, however, provided some resources below if you'd like to know more about what therapy options are available to you, what therapy is even, or just to help you get started on your journey. Today, let's just dive in. And we're going to be discussing signs and symptoms of a heightened emotional response or an emotional experience that you've had. And just to note, I think it's important that we focus on a personal level of our emotional responses because they're going to be different from person to person, and that's okay. So I'd like to think of signs and symptoms of an emotional response, kind of on a medical model, if you will. So bear with me. Let's think of detecting the symptoms of the onset of a cough or cold. We can think of this as being really helpful to catch us early on so that it helps you get through that cold quicker, healthy faster, and feeling better. It's just as important to recognize the signs and symptoms of an emotional response. So think of the signs and symptoms of emotions as being in a quadrant. So we have our behavioral signs, cognitive signs, emotional, and physical. And the behavioral signs would be your typical clenching fists or maybe yelling out loud. It could be going on to your cognitive signs, maybe that negative self-talk that we typically engage in, or those automatic thoughts that we have. An emotional sign could be feeling sad or impatient. Maybe you're feeling really enraged. A physical sign, which I think of sometimes to be the most intense, is going to be something like a shift in your heart rate. I know that we've all experienced that thumping in your chest that hits you pretty hard. Maybe you're feeling an increased temperature in your body to the point where you're really feeling sweaty. So let's go ahead and put together what we've learned so far. Last week we talked about our thinking of our emotions and the intensity of our emotions on a scale. So say we're at that 5 out of 10. By recognizing maybe the physical or cognitive signs of our emotions early on, we can note that we need to implement some skills to reduce those strong feelings that we have. By doing so, we can prevent ourselves from getting to that explosive phase as we escalate. So next week, we're going to be discussing identifying our triggers to an emotional response. I really look forward to seeing you all then. Thank you again so much for watching today's episode. And until then, I wish you health and happiness. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.